Greetings. Let's remain standing for the playing of the national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rippling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Wow. You may be seated. It's incredible. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Jim Palmer. I'm president of Hagerstown Community College, and I'm very pleased to welcome you to our campus and to this very special event. In particular, we gather here this morning in the spirit of education, learning, in the spirit of excellence and achievement, and in the spirit of gratitude and love. With these thoughts in our minds and hearts, let the commencement begin. I'd like to thank Beth Malone for that wonderful, wonderful national anthem. I'm delighted to be the first to congratulate the approximately 370 students who qualified to be a part of this year's graduating class and the approximately 264 graduates who are in attendance this morning. Today, we pay tribute to your hard work, dedication, and achievement. You, the class of 2019, are special to all of us who are assembled here today. This is your day, and it is our privilege to share it with you. So everyone, let's start this ceremony by recognizing our graduates with a hearty round of applause. Now let me introduce the platform party, starting with an introduction of the college's board members who are present today. The Board of Trustees at Hagerstown Community College work hard and dedicate many hours to represent the citizens of Washington County and our region in assuring that quality college programs and services are available to local citizens at an affordable price. The college is fortunate to have an excellent group of trustees. Collectively, they bring varied talents and a great deal of experience to the governance of the college. So board members, please stand and be recognized as I call your name. Mr. Austin Abram, Chair. Ms. Carolyn Brooks, Trustee and Past Chair. Ms. Patricia Cushwa, Trustee and Past Chair. Mr. L. William Proctor, Trustee. Mr. John Williamson, Vice Chair, and Ms. Paula Lampton, Trustee. Another group of county leaders who play a very important role in assuring the college's success are our county commissioners who support the college in many ways. It is my pleasure to introduce County Commissioner Jeff Klein who is a proud graduate of HCC and will be making remarks to the class later in our program. Please give him a warm welcome. Great. Also on the platform are Christine Olgelati, Dean of Student Services, Trevor Jackson, Vice President of Administration and Finance, Dr. David Warner, Vice President of Academic Affairs and Student Services. I'd like to ask the three of them, please, to stand and come. Okay? These individuals do a great deal to help our faculty and students succeed, and I'm appreciative of their fine work. No college would be as good or as great as Hagerstown Community College is without the support of a strong foundation, a private charity to support our college, our programs, and our students through scholarships. I'm very honored to have our foundation board chair, Mr. William Fritz, also join us on the platform. Next, I'd like to introduce Associate Professor Rebecca Westmeyer, who is chair of the Faculty Assembly and will be delivering remarks to graduates on behalf of the faculty. Let's give her a warm welcome. And finally, let me introduce Christine Bainbridge, who is our student speaker. Later in the program, she'll be providing the message from the graduating class. Please give her a round of applause. Finally, a housekeeping note, I need to mention that we'll be taking pictures of each of the graduates as they receive their diplomas, and they'll receive their proofs within a short period of time. If you want to take your own picture or videos, you're welcome to do so, but please stay off the sides so that everyone in the audience can see the graduates. In addition, this ceremony will be available on our YouTube channel after June 1st. It's now my pleasure to introduce the 2019 student graduation speaker, Christine Bainbridge. Christine?
Good morning. George Bernard Shaw said, "People are always blaming their circumstances for what they are." I don't believe in circumstances. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want. And if they can't find them, make them. Whether we realize it or not, we all know the terrible twos. The excuses we make to avoid conquering a challenge. I'm too busy. I'm too tired. I'm too old. It's too hard. It's too expensive. I'm too scared of failing. I remember them well because I used every one of them. And when I was finally honest with myself, I realized that they were really lies that I told myself to delay finishing school. And that last lie was my favorite. I'm too scared of failing. Lying to myself resulted in my being an off and on student for the better part of 10 years, taking just a little break every time I faced a setback that accumulated into years of not furthering my efforts. When I took a long, hard look at my frame of mind, I realized that I was focusing on the wrong twos, the ones that were hindering me rather than encouraging me. So today, I want to share 5 of the many twos that truly matter in life. First, our time is too valuable to squander on what-ifs and buts. It's so easy to get caught up in our fears and uncertainties by allowing them to paralyze our goals. We must acknowledge that our fears can prevent us from achieving our goals and being successful. We must move forward one step at a time to achieve success. Sometimes that may be a tiny step, but it's still a step forward. Second, our futures are too bright from stopping us from taking that first step. We are intelligent and we all have great potential. We cannot allow others to define who we are or what our capabilities are. That responsibility is ours and ours alone. We have the obligation to push ourselves, to uncover every capability that shows even an inkling of success and strive for the attainment. Third, our dreams are too big to push aside. If it weren't for dreams, we would have nothing. Life would be at a standstill. Progress would not be made. We would miss all the joys and wonders, big and small, that make the world the rich tapestry that is simply because we failed to dream of the possibilities. We failed to listen to our inner voice that insists we can do this. Fourth, Our minds are too valuable to waste. Paraphrasing Henry Ford, the founder of Ford Motor Company, anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young. The greatest thing in life is to keep our minds young. Regardless of our age, 2 or 102, we are the future. What we do today will shape and impact tomorrow, next week, next year. Our ideas and actions will become a part of history, and we owe it to ourselves and the next generation to put our most evolved selves, our most brilliant minds, and our sharpest ideas forward. Finally, we are too important to let ourselves down by being anything but our best. Today, as we experience the culmination of our first step into the future, it's our responsibility to keep moving forward and to not give up. We have only one life, and our dreams are ripe for achieving. But it's not enough to dream. We have to strive. We have to fight. We have to be too stubborn to take no as anything but a challenge. Every challenge, every obstacle in our life presents itself as an opportunity to learn something. Our challenge is to listen and to learn. We have to live our lives to the fullest and make a difference no matter how small. We must embrace our mistakes and failures, but never carry them with us into our future. In short, we must believe in ourselves. So, my fellow graduates, look past the fear and self-doubt, forget the terrible twos, and strive for your best possible future. After all, we deserve the best for ourselves, and the world deserves our best efforts. Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. We'll now have the faculty message to the graduates delivered by Associate Professor and Faculty Assembly Chair, Dr. Rebecca Westmeyer.
Members of the board, president, colleagues, students, and guests, thank you for allowing me the privilege to address HCC's graduates on behalf of the faculty. First, I would like to recognize Dr. Becky Beecroft, Associate Professor of Life Sciences, Biotechnology, and Environmental Studies. Dr. Beecroft is retiring this year and will be greatly missed. She was fortunate to have had 2 careers that she loved, nursing and education. Neither would have been possible without Hagerstown Community College. You see, it was while Becky was a nursing student at HCC that she discovered her love of the science classroom and determined that someday she would return to HCC to teach. 7 years ago, that dream came true. Often asked why she wanted to teach at a community college, Dr. Beecroft would respond, to make a difference in someone's life, because that is what HCC did for me. But all of this is really about you, the students. Each and every one of you has touched her life. Dr. Beecroft thanks you for allowing her to be a part of your journey, and her parting message to you is this: don't stop being curious. Always be willing to learn. And remember, when the going gets tough, stop and take a deep breath. Then power on, because you've got this. So thank you, Dr. Beecroft, for the tremendous impact you've had on both students and colleagues. We wish you an enjoyable retirement. To the graduates, congratulations. For many of you, the journey here wasn't easy. You worked hard, spent many late nights studying, and struggled to find that balance between work and school, family, and friends. But you're here, you made it, and every single person in this room is proud of your accomplishments. I want to tell you a little story about my history. Since kindergarten, I have known I wanted to be a teacher. And in 8th grade, I decided that the subject I'd teach would be math. Now don't get afraid, I'm not going to give you a lesson in math. I'm sure most of you are glad to be done with that subject. I'm shaking, sorry. I do want to talk to you about why I chose to teach math. Starting in middle school with my 8th grade teacher, Mrs. Deering, I saw the influence that a great teacher had on my peers who struggled with math. and how she was able to help them overcome their fears. So I decided I wanted to help students in the same way. It was never a question. I never doubted it. I was going to teach high school math. So I went to Shepherd University and majored in secondary math education. I completed hours of field work, taught lessons to middle and high school students, and in my junior year, I realized that plan wasn't for me. So I was stuck. Now what? What did I want to do? What was I going to major in? Quickly, I decided I'll switch my major to mathematics, but what I was going to do with that degree, I had zero idea. Perhaps you're thinking, well, she's here, she's teaching math at a community college. That's true, and I love this job. This job, this place, this institution, this is the place for me. But it's not where I started. After I graduated, I still needed to answer that question, what am I going to do? My temporary solution was to stick with what I knew, patient registration. I had worked my way through college at an urgent care doing registration, so I just stuck with it. I moved to an emergency room and later to outpatient registration, but it was just a job to me, not something I was passionate about. However, it was rewarding. I felt like I was able to connect with patients in their distressing times, and I still remember quite a few of them today. One lady was traveling for work and fell ill, but she was all alone in the emergency room. So when my shift ended, I went and sat with her to keep her company. An elderly gentleman arrived following an ambulance that was carrying his wife. She had suffered a heart attack on her way to her granddaughter's graduation. The doctors wouldn't let him back in the room, so I kept him company until his other family got there and could take care of him. I couldn't take their pain away. I couldn't treat their conditions or try to save their lives. Those difficult and heroic jobs were for the nurses and doctors. But I did have a small role to play. I could be a comforting presence to them in the midst of turmoil. I know that my journey had a purpose, that I served a purpose while on that journey, and my path eventually led me here to HCC, to the teaching career I had always wanted, and gives me the opportunity to make a difference in the lives of my students. Now you've earned your degrees, and perhaps you know what you want to do. Perhaps you're set in your career path. Perhaps you're like I was after I graduated and find yourself questioning your plans. That's okay. Have patience as you go along your path. There will be twists and turns that you don't see coming, but there will always be a purpose for where your path takes you. I hope that, along the way, you realize the opportunities you have to impact the lives of others at every single turn. As you leave HCC for the next leg of your journey, seize those opportunities to help others. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Associate Professor Westmeyer. We'll now have a message from the County Commissioner, delivered by Jeff Klein. Please re-welcome Commissioner Klein.
Good morning. Before I begin, I'd like to thank Dr. Klauber for mentioning I'm a graduate of HJC, and he did not mention 1990 something, so I'm very proud that he didn't mention the year and my age in the same sentence. So thank you for that acknowledgement. One of the other things I want to add to that, I also have about 1,000 hours of continuing education credits as part of HJC. To formally begin, on behalf of the County Commissioners of Washington County, I couldn't be more proud to be here today to represent my colleagues and the citizens of Washington County for being a supporter, financial supporter of this fine institution that influences many people's lives in this community. So I want a round of applause for the staff of the organization. To Rebecca and Christine, who gave a heartfelt talk from their heart, a round of applause for them. Graduating students, look around you. Look at your support group up in that audience there, your friends and families. A round of applause for their support and belief in you. As a commissioner, there's times in our roles that we feel very discouraged or frustrated. but an event like the 72nd commencement here at HCC renews my vigor and energy to represent the people of Washington County, knowing that our tax dollars and funding are going to make our community better with your ongoing efforts of continuing to learn. So thank you very much for that. In all my life, since that 1993 date that was mentioned, every part of my career has led me back to this college to relearn, to retool, to retrain, redefine, to add to the credentials of life. You will never stop learning. On the timeline of your life today, this is just the beginning of your learning and moving on. Prior to the ceremony, talking to Christine, we were talking about always learning and all the things that she mentioned. I'm going to bring up a little story. My mom passed away with Alzheimer's. A few years ago, before the illness advanced, my brother and his wife bought Mom a 40-some inch screen digital TV, and she held up that channel selector and said, "I'll never be able to work it." By the end of the day, she had learned. My point of telling you that story is you're never going to stop learning. You're always going to build on your credentials. And as a commissioner, a part of Washington County government, I hope you lead the way and make a difference in your job and in your community by giving back. With that said, in conclusion, I'm proud and honored to be here to represent my colleagues and the citizens. Congratulations and best wishes to all. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Klein. I want to take a moment to pay tribute to persons serving in the United States military in our war zones this May. 24 of our graduates in the class of 2019 are veterans, and 10 are participating in the ceremony today. When we consider all of our students, no group is more hardworking than our veterans. They add to the richness of our campus, both in our classes and part of student life at HCC. I'd like to ask not only our graduate veterans, but all of our veterans in the audience today to please stand so that we can recognize you and thank you for your service. Also have to throw in a Go Army in there as well. You know it if you live it. So anyway, thank you very much. Now, without any further delay, it is my pleasure to reintroduce Dr. David Warner, Vice President of Academic Affairs and Student Services, for the certification of the graduates. The Vice President, along with the Dean of Students, Dr. Christine Olgelati, will call out the names of the graduates who are present today.
Thank you, Dr. Klauber. Let us certify the accomplishments of our soon-to-be graduates and formally recognize each of them by name. President Klauber, members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished guests, family members, and friends. On behalf of the faculty and administration of Hagerstown Community College, I have the distinct honor and personal pleasure to certify the May 2019 graduation class as having successfully completed the associate degree and college certificate requirements set forth by the state of Maryland and Hagerstown Community College. The students presented today, through their academic accomplishments, qualify to be among this graduation class. I so certify. We will now recognize each graduate by name.
Christine Bainbridge. Michael E. Swartz. Donald Lehman.
Thanks, sir.
Benjamin Lehman. Benjamin's degree is being presented to him by his father, Donald, who is an HCC employee. Elizabeth J. Malone. Reagan Austin. Sarah McElroy. Mandy N. Atkins. Stephen R. Lanham. Autumn T. Gammon. Victoria W. Smith. Sylvia M. O'Hara. Brittany A. Smith. Holly Lewis. Misty M. Morris. Christopher Phillips. James D. Zeek. Asa Hines. Lucas M. Glunt. Nathan J. Francis. Cole A. Thomas. Sierra Paper. Joelle N. Barnhart. Melissa Crespin. Shantae M. Smith. Amber N. Clark. Tori N. Thomas. Stacy E. Savage. Emily R. Kiefer. Nicole Cubbage. Brittany M. Ray. Robertson Byer. Dominic J. Walters. Zachary Klein. Devin Allison. Skylar B. Rice. Daniel C. Culver. Shelley N. Kelly. Kimberly Rodriguez. Jacqueline Jimenez. Emily A. Kirkendall. Joanne M. Kearns. Krista L. Polk. Marky Lamont. Tiffany B. Franklin.
Macy Tuttle. Evgenia Takareva. Sevda Yakuzova. Jaden M. Balaji. Jordan A. Lease. Sarah Rose Jenkins. Peyton Q. Rao. Sadie Baycoat. Heather A. Peters. Shelley R. Northcott. Kelly Marie Bauer. Melissa Stamball. Selena M. Myers. Genesis M. Medina. Raquel Castillo Arroyes. Madison Page Malott. Morgan Lynn Bain. Kirsty Bryan. Mackenzie Shepard. Brooke H. Asbury. Erica M. Hensley. Amanda M. Moon. Kelly R. Grover. Mary A. Fritz. Amy Suzanne Churchman. Kelly C. Vitale. Randy L. Shade. Macy L. Krause. Brandon L. Netley. Caitlin Estes. Alina N. Ellis. Joshua M. Ballard. Crystal R. Burrow. Lindsay D. Clark. Elizabeth N. Fogel. Mackenzie B. Smith. Wendy K. Rollison. Derek W. Dentler. Kimberly M. Scott. Joyce Diane Walliser. John Ibrahim. Alexis L. Farley.
Jade E. Decker. Sarah J. Cartwright. Ansley T. Tennant. Sean Onsah Sr. Dylan J. Miller. Sarah L. Day. Caleb M. Boswell. Shalia B. Strong. Rebecca E. Reyes. Jordan Taylor Intow. Tori C. Folks. Mamadou Coulibaly. Carly A. Kidwell. Bryn Lewis. Brenna Rubenstein. Ashley N. Rodriguez. Brett Goltz. Nok Wen. Tammy Smith. Sarah E. McFadden. Marlena's Reyes Alonso. Rebecca M. Thomas. Michaela Fleetwood. Sheridan D. Reginato. Jaden Barnes. Dalton Hunt. Kimberly N. Duff. Vanessa Nicole Prasad. Mark A. Cash. Jared M. Clapper. Philip Wallen DiMercurio. Jack N. Vance. Carl E. Shine. Wakuna Holmes. Marissa Durst. Thomas H. Wolf. Elizabeth Trotter. Emily K. Pfister.
Kimberly Roby. Joseph E. Coons. Jonathan Cavallaro. Emily D. Malott. Sydney E. Mamie. Samantha T. Klein. Kelly Blueball. Kendra Leanne Hope. Janae Maria Hamilton. Hannah R. Whitmore. Jennifer R. Kearns. Kevin K. Noble. J. Anthony R. Rickeforth. Cynthia E. Boyer. Abigail L. Simons. Miriam N. Cobb. Joshua Murray. Sean W. Hawk. Clayton P. Hayworth Jr. Elise Sweeney. Tiffany Gunnigan. Isis K. Timothy J. McDonald. Lars A. Grossman. Christopher M. Taylor. Yvonne M. Morelli Andrade. James C. Kemman. Jordan T. Robinson. Keelan E. Shedd. Keelan is the non-model for President Norman P. Shedd. Gabrielle R. Reed. Thomas Lapierre Jr.
I love you, Mom!
Brittany N. Howard. Megan E. Crawford. Jade Elizabeth Jessup. Allison Nicole King. Olivia J. Porter. Joshua Reese. Cameron Craig.
Savannah A. Saunders. Enrique Morales. Emily Donald DePorter. Brittany Knight Hernandez. Robert Tyler Morton. Devin M. Truax. Charlotte M. Larkin. Samantha L. Hahn. Ethan D. Sandy. Emily N. Morris. William J. Von Alt III. Bailey Martin. Nathaniel D. Stryker. Yasmin Azo. Jennifer L. Hyman. Megan Emily Glassbell. Megan Ray Loggins. William T. Atkins. Violetta R. Ebersol. Caitlin J. Dobson. Lydia A. Harden. Danielle J. Porter. Delonda R. Brooks. Kanisha Harper. Wyatt J. Stevens. Michaela L. Krexer. Samantha R. Jenkins. Molly K. Crook. Maria Lindsay Ribas. Marissa Marquez. Heather L. Whalen. Alicia M. Hooper. Kristen E. Beck. Elisa C. Good. Nicolina Michaela DeAngelis. Heather Nutter. Robin D. Holtzinger. Lindsay A. Thomas. Kemi O. Moses. Michael Tucker. Brittany R. Glass.
Stephanie Monday. Amy L. Bryant. Brett A. Gabriel. Chloe A. Harrington. Alex D. Snyder. Marlena Brown. Zachary N. Love. Michael A. Wagner. Tom B. Saru. Megan L. Fromm. Chloe R. Patton. Gwen N. Beck Streeter. Caitlin B. Hutton. Melissa A. Calhoun. Nashina Enriquez. Maria E. Aceves. Julia Turner. Anu B. Elu. Carla R. Schmidt. Paul B. Heather N. White. Whitney N. Barton. Elizabeth R. Hare. Mary No. Caitlin A. Kinzer. Kylie B. Jenkins. Lindsay E. Snow. Stephen K. Young. Rebecca G. Strunk. Diamond T. Henry. Gloria Lewis. Deirdre N. Burlow. Anna Holtzman. Jordan E. Schatzer. Christina Metcalf. Zion Paul Howard Corpus. Vanessa Cruzes. Regina N. Mitchell.
Now, will the graduates please rise? By the authority granted to me by the state of Maryland and the Board of Trustees of Hagerstown Community College, I hereby confer to you the degrees and certificates appropriate to your programs of study. Graduates, you may now move your tassels from right to left to signify your graduation. Congratulations. Everyone, you may be seated. I'd like to invite all of you to stay for a reception in honor of these fine graduates. The reception will be held in the lobby of this building immediately following the recessional. This concludes our 72nd commencement. Thank you.